It's usually an open line, so I'm going to give you a chance to speak to the issues around you. And of course, on your mind this afternoon. This morning we focused on the tete-a-tete going on there with Mr. Clarence Christian and the former Prime Minister of Dominica, Mr. Edison James. From my indication, this one may be going to court. Mr. Clarence Christian, stand by. We learned this morning that the Prime Minister of Dominica, Mr. Roosevelt Skerritt, is leading a delegation to the Caribbean Investment Summit, CIS 2025, taking place from April 22nd to the 26th in Antigua and Barbuda. The Caribbean Investment Summit, CIS, is the region's premier forum on investment, migration, convening political leaders, executives from the Citizens by Investment program or jurisdictions, marketing agents, service providers, industry leaders, and other stakeholders. It serves as a platform for collaboration, knowledge exchange, and strategic partnerships aimed at advancing the CBI industry. And this year's summit is being held under the theme Integrity, Stability, Sustainability, CBI Pathway to Economic Prosperity. Oh, really? When all indications are, from international reports, that we may be seeing the final nail in the coffin for the CBI program. I imagine the leaders seem more optimistic than you are. Mr. Prime Minister Skerritt is accompanied by the summit, or to the summit, by his Financial Secretary, Denise Edwards, Mrs. Missy Henderson, Permanent Secretary in the Office of Prime Minister, Ms. Marie Therese Johnson, Director of the CBI Unit, CBIU, and Mr. Mark Carlton Farrell, Director of Financial Intelligence Unit, FIU. During the Prime Minister's absence from the state, the Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, Minister of Finance, Economic Development, Climate Resilience, and Social Security, will serve as Prime Minister. Somebody's asking the question, the same players, where is the transparency? I want to repeat that this year's summit is being held under the theme Integrity, Stability, Sustainability, CBI Pathway to Economic Prosperity. Again, 449-309-596 and 97. Well, the leaders seem a little more optimistic than you are. The reports that have been coming in indicate that we are approaching the final nails in the coffin on the CBI program. Let's take a few calls. Hello, talk to me. First call for the afternoon. Talk to me. Yes?
Good afternoon, Matthias.
Good afternoon to you.
Can I say something about what I want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about, ma'am? Tell me.
Matt, wasn't a name? Wasn't that street supposed to be named after Cardinal Philip died?
I heard that as well.
Nothing is done yet up to now. The street is not clean yet. Nothing is happening.
Well,
just promises and promises.
Well, next time I see the Prime Minister, I'll ask him that question on your behalf. Okay, Lucille, thank you. You know, something that somebody just pointed out to me there. I think I missed Miss Dr. Papakaya Badwell, who was head of the Freed in Dominica. She's now the director of the Bridgetown. Let me see if we can get it right. The Bridgetown Initiative and Special Advisor on Climate Resilience, Prime Minister's Office, Governor of Barbados, you know? And I'm being told she's one of the lead persons there at that summit. So we may have let her go, and now we have to go and listen to her in Bridgetown, not Bridgetown, St. John's, Antigua. Interesting. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, 449-30959. She was the head of Creed in Dominica. We let her go. Mia Motley picked her up. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes?
Good afternoon, greetings to you, sir. Greetings.
How are you?
I give in thanks.
Okay.
Okay, my problem is that, and you'll have to...
I'll have to what?
Mr. Badwell, in relation to port workers' money, because Mr. Badwell said he had a money in a special account. So I would like you to answer that question, please. Good afternoon.
You want to ask, you want to ask who a question?
Mr. Skerritt and Mr. Badwell.
Mr. Badwell doesn't work at the port anymore.
Don't worry, he has answers.
You think you have influence?
He has answers.
Oh, he has answers. Okay.
Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon to you. And again, we also heard too, the last time I spoke to the port workers, they have not really, or have they received their monies after all the negotiations taking place? Let's find out what's going on there. Hello, talk to me. I try to get a contact in Antigua to basically explain just what is going on there in St. John's. The CBI seems to be the main focus of that summit there. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Good afternoon, Mark.
Good afternoon to you, yes.
Is it an open line, Mark?
It is an open line, yes.
Yeah, I just want to ask you a quick question because I want to be clear. You had a few ladies last week on your program talking about bank accounts. I would just want to ask you, because I want to be sure, were they saying that one of them, is it that one of them was saying that it's so easy to open an account now. You do not even need a physical address.
No, they basically they're trying to, of course, put legislation in place. It's not yet in place because they're trying to get legislation passed in Dominica. I think the only country that may have this legislation in place thus far is Saint Vincent. So
Yeah,
when the legislation comes in place, that might be possible. Yeah.
well, okay. When the legislation comes in, that will be
Yes.
possible, right, Matt?
Yes.
Well, Matt, where are we going? All these people who have our passport, is it that there's a way they're trying to bring in the fact that any one of them can come and say, well, if you can open a bank account without a physical address, you can also register on the voters list without a physical address, Matt. Is it? I'm asking. Is it where we going, Matt? Thank you.
Well, I can't answer that question for phone, and I'm just telling you about the bank legislation as it relates to voters registration. That's a totally different question. Hello, talk to me. Yes? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mr. Calvin, blessings to you, sir.
Blessings to you, blessings.
So the cluster of thieves finally meeting up, Matt. The cluster of thieves, the robbers of the citizens of the Caribbean, the enslavers of the citizens of the Caribbean, they finally met, Matt. Guess what? Matt, their backs are against the wall. Are you talking about their what, Matt? More hopeful than us?
Yep.
Matt, that is pure idiocy. They does not understand what time it is, Matt. The people that are sanctioning them are in the dirty game before them. These are the people who have enslaved the world and are still enslaving the world, and they understand the method of the madness. So these clowns, Matt, who think they hold a few degrees and they can come and put on a brave face and they can weather the storm and they will iron things out with Europe and America. Who? America chaos. Matt, it is so sad. I'm all over the place as usual, Matt. All over the place. But let backing dogs continue to back. Matt, I am just saying, these particular, and I don't like to deal with the region, although they say what happened to the nose happened to the eyes, and I understand that. So I refuse to just be in a bubble, in a box, and figure out, well, you know what happened in St. Lucia has nothing to do with Dominica. Matt, the Mia Motleys, the Gaston Browns, and the Andrew Holness, and Roosevelt Skerritt, and these people, Matt. These people are running the country down to the ground, their countries, like somebody put them on a mission to destroy the Caribbean. And we really think they're working in our favor. But you cannot consistently get things wrong like that. Not to talk about Dominica. Regionally, Matt, Dominica is exceptional in driving in reverse gear. Matt, have you ever seen a race where people speed in to win the race in reverse gear, Matt? Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't seen that. No.
I have always seen everything motorcycle can reverse. But, you know, every vehicle I know that are racing, they always moving forward. Dominica, we are racing in reverse. And I'm saying, Matt, what is happening in the world, the nexus, the connection having to do with the empire, the European empire, America is a part of Europe. Do not fool yourself, Matt. They are on the decline, and other countries are rising, not to talk about the dragon China. And in the desperation, Matt, we are going to pay the price because we play our cards wrong, Matt. And I heard it from Lennox Linton, Dr. Fountain, Gabriel Christian, Matt Pelte, Afi Martin, Matt, all great minds in Dominica warned about the CBI money. If we could only use it and invest into industries, Matt, into agriculture, into the arts, music, and everything else. You have one lunatic who chooses to play games with the resources of the state, and the churches are keeping the backside short, social, how they call it, civil, whatever it is. All of them keep the mouth shut now, Matt. Dominica is on its back. Roosevelt Skerritt, that is leading the delegation, Matt. That's what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Matt, are we sick in the region. The biggest one, and I will not say because I say Roosevelt Skerrit, I cannot say what I was about to say. The biggest one in the Caribbean, he is the one leading those clowns. Let us go and see how we can extricate ourselves from this convoluted, twisted, and mangled, corrupt nastiness we voluntarily, or maybe subconsciously, Matt, get ourselves involved in. Wait, Matt, for the news. Blessings.
All right, blessings to you. Blessings is 1:27 in the afternoon. Of course, for the first few minutes, we've been talking about the big CBI meeting, CBI summit, attracting the OECS leaders in the Caribbean, planning, of course, speaking investment, CBI. All the news indicating pointing to a collapse of the CBI program. Again, on the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes? Good
But
afternoon.
when they have to speak about investment, all of them are looking for themselves. All of them are looking to line their pockets. Today, CBI on it, big to ready to go down on its heel. Is now they're talking about investment. What kind of investment they're going to be talking about? Building hotels, building free apartments for people to live in. What kind of investment are they talking about? Where they can launder money. The best way to launder money, maybe that's what they went over there to do. On another note, now, this one you're talking about, I think the airport construction. Matt, when United Workers Party was going to build, I wasn't here when they were talking about airport. But when they were going to build the stadium in Roseville, can you remember the big billboard that was there showing all the different parts that are going to be in that stadium, Matt?
I think I have a glimpse. Yes, I think I have an idea.
Yeah, that big billboard was right opposite the police station. So everybody, all tourists that was passing, knew that over there was going to have a stadium. But when that one went to started building, I don't think we ever said anything about it. Right now they're building airport. But have you ever seen any billboard on the way to from Port Cartier, Des Bois, what you call it, the other part going up to Marigot Wesley. Have you ever seen a billboard indicating to anybody that there's a major project going up in Westlands Airport? Matt, have you ever seen
I
that?
have seen something in the Lubia area just before the election. I saw another one in Wesley. Couple.
Well, that just make me laugh, you know.
I saw. You asked me if I saw. I saw. Yes, I saw a billboard in that area.
In the Lubia area.
Lubia and in Wesley. Wesley. Yes, I
And
saw.
Wesley, you saw it there. But I haven't seen it yet, because I went up to Wesley just when they started doing all their magma rolling digging. Remember when
it's close. It's closer to Woodfordale. You would closer to Woodfordale. Yes.
But I've been to Woodford and Wesley, right in the end of Wesley on maybe several occasions, while by this all to way up by the 7 days church and by Nifa there, when that thing started, and I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. It's not visible to my eyes now. Have you, on another note, have you ever seen some design of it on paper telling people, well, that is the airport, the planning authority give us that and do that, Matt?
I have seen a video. I think I saw a video when they were launching the runway at the Wesley site. There was a video you run in there, basically showing you what it will look like in the future. That's what I've seen. Yes.
Boy. We really a laughing stock in the Caribbean, man. And them other prime ministers like Gonzales and all the others just looking at us and saying, Lord, look some, I don't know what to say the word about us, Matt. Matt, no, we're not serious in that country. Right now, electoral reform coming. We're not hearing nothing about the people in the electoral office, like the chief, her deputy. I hear they're calling for somebody right now to. But we haven't heard nothing. But we're hearing people going at people's home and asking people to give them their ID so they can register them. Dominican, please, even if you're Labour right, you're Mama right, you're Asta right, you're whatever right you is, don't be that naive and stupid again in the same breath. Giving people your card, if that is true, I don't know. Radio Bapata say that. Not to give people your card because it's not right to do. Not to do that. Even if they tell you, look, $500, take the $500 and tell them to come back for the card tomorrow and disappear. Don't give it to them because you didn't ask them for money. They give you money. Take the money. But not to give them your card. And then my last thing, Matt, what is your real estate agent, your name, no, Matt?
Dream reality.
Oh, I thought you were the prime star real estate
No.
owners of the House of Dark Secret, Matt. That's a new real estate agent for it, Matt.
That's what you heard? I haven't heard that one.
Matt, that I see the prime star real estate own the title to the House of Dark Secrets, Matt. About prime star real estate, not in Dominica. Either California or somewhere, maybe around Dubai. It is Matt. Not talking about no Dominic, no, Matt. Matt doing serious shit in that country. Lord have mercy, Dominicans, wake up. No more caller. Let us group up together to get that man and this government off our back. He doesn't want to go. I don't know what will take him out there. Let us temper you to move, man. Get up.
Remember, Blue, a few years back, maybe 2 or 3 years, he said the 25th would have been his final day. Today's what? 23rd. So Friday would have been his last day in office, as he promised a couple of years ago. The last time I asked him that question, he said the executive of the Labour Party are the ones to answer the question. So another promise unfulfilled, huh? Remember, nobody asked him to. He volunteered that information that April 25th, 2025 would have been his last day in office. You remember that statement? On the telephone, it's 1:31. Talk to me, yes? Good afternoon to you, yes.
Matt, the people that tell, not people like me, they can watch me and tell me that, to give the young man a chance, let him come in to see what he can do. A lot of them are down in their grave, and they must be lifting up those stones that pressing them down there. They must be lifting up for them to come out and take out that young man there. That is what they put the young man to do us wickedness. That young man forget where he come from. He's not humble. He's talking about humble, but he's not humble. That is not the way people do. My God in heaven, Papa Bon Dieu,
yesterday, yes, I just said humble. Yesterday, he spoke about the humility. He really remembered the Pope. He revered the Pope for his humility. Oh, there was an immediate reaction. Do you espouse the virtues of humility? Hello, good afternoon to you, 1:33 p.m. Yes.
Matt, you can educate us. So humility means to be humble, you know, Matt, as well.
Very humble. I mean, yes.
I see the lady talk about humble, and you pick up on it one time and telling us he talk about humility.
Yes.
So that is not for him. That is for us to be obedient. Do not protest. When the police tell you move, be humble and just move. Matt, a few things quickly. Matt, I really want, Matt, maybe you can stay in the shadows and try to mobilize the media houses. I know Dominica, not Dominica, the Dominica Media Association or what it used to be now.
No, it's no longer it's no longer the same now.
Also, since Reisman take the cutlass behind you, we got one cutlass. But it is sad, and that's what they have done. These are all the ways of the Chinese man. So even when they talk about the ambassador talk about a private Chinese company, but in China nothing is private. Like the government of China is controlling every damn thing. Surveillance, you think Europe and America have surveillance like China? But they have everything covered. So when that ambassador come there, talking his garbage, Matt, years ago, he exempted the government of playing any part in building something like an international airport. They can deal with roads and schools. What's the difference? It's infrastructure. But a private Chinese company can do it. Private, what is private in China? I don't know why all of them that hate American, they hate Trump, they hate all things about America. Go to China. I want all you to go there. Not we need the Chinese ambassador to talk now. Say something now. Based on all the violation of our building codes and our environment and all the violation. Because look, I hear this morning, Matt. Did I hear you right when, or Mr. James, or somebody said they bring police for a fella that refused to move, Matt?
Mm-hmm. It was Mr.
The
James.
Chinese got,
It was Mr. James who said that.
yeah, they got police. They bring one set of police, then they bring another set of police. Or you haven't seen nothing yet. The Japanese occupied China. I will check it out again for how many years. They fought until they get rid of the Japanese. The Mongolians, the British, all of them already. So China have a vendetta. And if you, this little ignorant people in the Caribbean, like myself, uneducated as well, we're going to be crushed by the Chinese map. Not we want the ambassador to tell us about the memorandum of understanding and why the Chinese are involved in every major infrastructural work in Dominica if it's our passport monies that are building the international dirt cement airport. Not did I say the international dirt cement airport? Not did I say that?
That was your description.
Well, I thought it was an international. So Matt, let me conclude there. Matt, we want even planning, we want housing, we want the environment, the ministry or whatever they are. They need to talk, please, MO. I know you for JJ and Corbett and Skerrit. We need more information. Put it on the record. Let it be published regionally, locally, regionally, and internationally. That we in a full-fledged dictatorship, because none of them will get to give all your information without the approval of that dictator called Chichi Chupul bullshit. Go to hell, they're afraid in the ass, better known as Skerrit. So please, Matt, if you could try to, your Matt, your man, I do call him Carlisle might sue me. You are experienced, you're more Matthew. Tell them how to go away around or
International Airport, the geothermal, and other stuff, Matty. The cruise ship dock, the marina in Portsmouth, he will go, man. It's we that put him here. Leave him alone, man. And Dominica is okay. Dominica is doing very well, Matty. So tell your callers, stop beating yourself and leave our great Prime Minister alone. Our loving Prime Minister, we love him, Matty. Oh, you cannot stop it, Matt. And you love him too, Matt. Play my clipping for me, please. And tell them stop beating themselves, man, and leave our PM alone. Our PM is doing great for Dominica and the Caribbean. So leave our PM. We love our PM, Matty.
Owen, why do you want to make a joke out of yourself, my brother? Nobody's told the Prime Minister he should go, you know. He said he was going. He said. I wish I could go back to that clip right now and find nobody else told him he should go. So what do you think? You know, it was the people who told him to go. He said he was going. Owen, I think I'll get that clip in a little while, you know. So maybe you should ask Mr. Scary, why did he make that statement? Okay, Mr. Owen in St. Thomas? And if Dominica is so sweet, why are you not in Dominica help build the taxi industry? I know you're doing well in St. Thomas. So why don't you come back home and help the industry do as well as you're doing in St. Thomas, okay? Again, my friend, nobody asked him to. He did. He decided that he wanted to leave on Friday, the 25th of April. That's my response to you, okay? Things are so sweet in St. Thomas. You chose to stay there. Of course, you'll come home regularly. I've seen you a couple of times this year. Just stay in St. Thomas. You know what? You don't have choices, my friend Owen. I could choose to be in America right now, but I chose to stay with my people, right? We just make me laugh here sometimes. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes? Good afternoon to you. Hello?
Yes,
How you doing?
yes.
How you doing?
All of you are just some sets of liars because all you have been telling me all the time.
Who's that? Go where?
Sets of liars.
My friend. Did you ever hear me on the radio say Scary should go? Have you heard me say that? Maybe I've repeated about, from persons who I've never said on the radio that Scary should go. You heard Mr. Isaac saying that some time ago. You've heard many people. No, not Matt Peltier. Hello, talk to me. Hello on the telephone. Oh boy, 145. He said it himself, not Matt. Hello, yes?
Yes, Matt. Matt, you love your country. I know you, Matt, love your country. I love my country too. That is why I'm here, Matt. But Matt, you love your country so much, Matt. You cannot be in your country. You love the man that run in your country so much, Matt. You cannot stay in your country, help develop your country. You develop in another man's country for them. What you looking for, Matt? For you to get more money to buy a bus, Matt? For you to run in the other man's country? Or are you looking for more money to renovate your house better, Matt? So you have to be doing what you're doing or saying what you're saying. Margarita, Matt. But you shouldn't do that. Don't let people know what's going on, Matt. Matt, another thing I see that's going on in Dominica. I don't know why when I see J.D. Vance go by the Pope, I say, boy, did the Pope die? I don't know what J.D. Vance tell the Pope. The Pope, he tell the Pope he prayed for him, but some politicians can lie, eh? J.D. Vance tell the Pope, I prayed for you every day. I say, yes, I hear the man lie to the Pope. That alone give the Pope a heart attack. Bye-bye.
Blue, you were not there. Don't mind you're saying there. 147, hello, talk to me, yes? How can you see?
Good afternoon,
Good
man.
afternoon to you. How you doing?
Okay, my Prime Minister's charity will remain there until the executive decides to remove him that and the people.
Are you on the executive?
Yeah. And
No, hold on. Are you on the executive?
no, until the executive of the Labour Party.
Well, that's why I'm asking you. Are you on the executive?
And however, he will remain there, as I said, until the people decide. They will select another.
So now it's the people. Now it's the people, right? He said it's the executive that will decide. Now you're saying it's the people. Well, a little confusion there. Huh? Call me back when you're clear. Hello, talk to me. My friend from Riviera Civic that lives in the States said, "Man, I love what you said to Owen. If Dominica is so sweet, why are you in St. Thomas?" Somebody says, "Matt, maybe on the 25th. That's Friday. Mr. Scarrett will declare himself as the new Pope, and the liberal rights will hail a hooray." Really? All right, we know. Let me remind some of the callers where this came from, where this carrot must go. Let's see. Let's remind the callers.
Enough is in. Demos. Tonight is a night. We have to sit and wonder, what are we going to do with those people? So I want to tell you a special good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There comes a time when we must say enough is enough. There comes a time when we have to ask ourselves a question, whether we supported Labour Party, whether we support United Workers Party. We have to say enough is enough.
All right, they say politicians are strange bedfellows, huh? Now, the same man who said that a couple years ago is now the Speaker of the House. Isn't that strange? Facts are stubborn things. So you saw where this came from? I'm just reading a report there from the Observer, the Antigua Observer, that the United States court declares path for corruption probe into the Prime Minister's finances to proceed. So the judge denies delayed tactics, orders financial records, to be produced under strict confidentiality. I'll try my friend Mr. Kenneth Rijok to give more information. So there was a stalling process. Now the U.S. court has now pled the path for corruption probe into the Prime Minister's finances in Antigua. And this is on the heels of this big meeting taking place in Antigua. Oh, what a tangled web. What we try to deceive, huh?
Well, I'm not sure how the people who have been in office for the last 20 years, some 20 plus years, are meeting to talk about Caribbean investment or investment in the Caribbean region. And I think the people of the Caribbean needs to realize that we need new heads and new ideas, because these old folks who have been sitting there in this old boys club is not helping our people. And what we have seen happening with the sale of CBI or citizenship by investment is a group of people who are making the value proposition of the passport sales the ability to get visa-free entry into foreign countries. And when the value proposition of what you're selling is controlled by another foreign country, that means you have no value in the ownership of your own passport. And what I mean by that is, if we are selling citizenship and we're telling people the main point of value of our citizenship is because we can get visa-free entry into Europe and America, and not for the entry into the country itself, then we are fooling people. And I think the citizenship by investment, like we've seen with the hotel in Portsmouth, is run like a Ponzi scheme. What they should be doing out there is looking at the 44 million people within the Caribbean region, how we can do things to increase the buying power, the spending power, and the availability of disposable income within that 44 million population in the Caribbean, that allows them to spend that money within the region and increase inter-island travel that helps generate revenue growth within the region. Just imagine if you could increase the salary of Dominicans, and now they have disposable income to buy more goods and services that is created within the region. That will help us build wealth. Secondly, Matt Belty, how many teachers, policemen, nurses, doctors, and regular private citizens have the ability to buy shares or invest or buy stocks in our power companies, in Domlec, in the geothermal plant, in the hotels? We don't have that opportunity. That's how people build wealth. People build wealth by being able to be productive and using the funds generated from that production to invest in other businesses. And if these Caribbean leaders are meeting in Antigua and their focus is not about improving the buying and spending power of Caribbean people, then this whole meeting about CBI is a fool's errand. And it is even more confirmation that it's a fool's errand when Roosevelt Skerritt is the one leading it, a man who spent 25 years overseeing the devaluation of the people. And the most important and valuable resource that needs investment are the people of the Caribbean region. And you can go look at the stats. Over 44 million people within the Caribbean region. I'm talking about Bahamas, the Greater Antilles, down to Guyana. And we have yet to realize the importance of that population in our development plans. So when these guys meet, their only intention is how they can get foreign countries in the industrial world to come and spend money in hotels and to pump money in there without getting full returns. And I'm saying, if the people who are living in the country cannot invest, how then do you expect these foreigners to come by? And for these foreigners to have money, their country must also be productive. Their salaries, their investment in their countries has to be profitable to them so that they can use that extra cash to come and invest in the Caribbean. It's about time we shift our focus on big cash from the industrial world and developing the population, the human resource, the $44 million potential customers that needs to increase consumption of goods and services produced, manufactured within the region with the ability for people to invest in these productive sectors. That's what will build wealth within the Caribbean region. That's what will elevate our people.
All right, so we continue here in the afternoon. It's 1:55.
ESA Trading Limited is celebrating mothers in grand style with a super grand Mother's Day raffle. Yes, do not miss our Mother's Day promotion at ESA Trading Limited. Spend $50 or more and write your mother's name, address, and their telephone number on the back of your receipt and place it in the box provided to take part in our grand Mother's Day raffle. Help your mom win one of these fabulous prizes. First prize, a 90 kg washing machine. Second prize, a 4-burner gas stove. Third prize, an industrial blender. And fourth prize, a 4.5-liter electric air fryer. Promotion runs from today, 17th April to May 11th, 2025. ESA Trading Limited. We're making a difference for you.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property, you homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property, can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till your flood again, can't wait till you fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Madam Boboy Madi, Laukali, Idikote Brights and Company. Here the Rice and Company, the only company I know with Brights was cooking motor and back and neck. Now with the last valley short, I said Brights. In the old plus nefla where you have a roofing material and seamless guttering. Yes, 24 gauge governors, all colors. Ever open Nipu gas peel agent, they program the computer to give you the exact size you want. And the seamless guttering aluminum that can better withstand the elements you have in an easy way. So no leaking after a while. And so much more. Brights and Company, the app by 8 bank close to the old mill at Enfield. Telephone is 617-2468.
Of course, we've been discussing the issue as it relates to the Prime Minister and other OECS leaders, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Antigua, meeting in St. John's from yesterday. What has been described as the Caribbean Investment Summit. So the forum is on investment, migration, convening political leaders, executives from citizen by investment programs, marketing agents, service providers, industry leaders, and other stakeholders. And that is happening on the eve, or if you will, talk that the CBI will be no more. So maybe these leaders know something that you don't know, and it's still optimistic about its survival in the future. Somebody who's been doing some investigations and understands what's really going on in the CBI industry is Mr. Kenneth Rijok. I asked him, Mr. Rijok, is there a future for the CBI? This Caribbean leader seems so, if you will, optimistic about its future. Mr. Rijok, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you, yes. So again, Mr. Rijok, the Caribbean leaders seem a little optimistic about the future of the CBI. What can you tell us about what's going on?
No, sir, I think it's exactly the opposite. I think that it perhaps does not have a long lifespan ahead of it, and this meeting, which is going on this week in Antigua, is going to be attempting to put out a fire which is really out of control.
So how hot is this fire? I mean, given the trends that's going on there, what's really going on with the CBI programs? Given the reports.
Well, if you look at each of the 5 countries where they have CBI or CIP, depending upon what you want to call it, we start out over in St. Kitts where we have a problem with companies that were vendors, that were agents and sub-agents. We have problems with of course, the outright theft of literally billions of dollars out of the National Treasury, which never arrived. Then next door, we go down to St. Lucia. We have the same thing. We still have billions missing. We have problems with Chinese companies, which are in the forefront of what is basically organized theft, taking all of this money, which belongs to the people of these programs in those countries, and playing games with corrupt officials. Now, remember, we go all the way down to Grenada, where the government there has just now sanctioned another Chinese company. And, one wonders, how far is all this going to go? Is it going to spread into all 5? Will there be a chaotic problem in each and every one of the 5 CBI states? And the answer is probably, yeah, soon come. It's happening. So these people that are trying to set an international conference in Antigua to perhaps put a positive face on everything are facing an existential situation where the future of CBI itself is in danger.
Very, very interesting news. Now, let's jump the gun a bit, Mr. Rijok. We're hearing also on the heels of that information that the U.S. court has cleared the path for a corruption probe into the Prime Minister Brown's finances to proceed. Can you give us a background as to that story?
Certainly. Well, I'm sure many people have read about the multi-million-dollar luxury yacht, which ended up in Antigua and which objectively was literally, sold at a fire sale by a government which probably didn't have the legal right to do so. But now, where tens of millions of dollars somehow seems to have disappeared from the money which changed hands to auction off that vessel, the finger, of course, is pointed directly at the Prime Minister, Gaston Brown, and his inner circle for either literally making off with tens of millions of dollars or finding some sort of obscene commission out of it. So what's happened here is that for those people who saw the MSR media case in St. Kitts, if you're involved in a foreign litigation, you can go to the United States court and get them to approve taking discovery in the United States of U.S. properties. So what's happening here is that a judge in New York has told people close to Gaston Brown, you're going to have to deal with the fact that your bank accounts in the U.S. are now going to be examined, which has made Prime Minister Brown and his inner circle, frankly, crazy, because they now may have to give up all this information about what can be only described as obscene corruption going back years, not just about this yacht, but anything else which happens to be in their U.S. bank accounts for the last 6 years. So what we've got here is somebody opening the door to expose corruption on a very large scale to a prime minister who has pretty much lived an opaque life, but now may have to deal with it being exposed.
Very, very interesting. And I just want to play you, if you will, Mr. Kenneth Rijok, a statement there from the president of the United Workers' Party, is, similar in nature. And he said this yesterday. I want you to listen very carefully. Listen.
You know, every time we raise the bread and butter issue of the more than $8 billion from the sale of Dominican passports that have been diverted from the Treasury to the private control of foreign agents and associates of the ruling Dominica Labour Party, we hear that there is no evidence of any missing money from the sale of over 50,000 passports in the last 8 years. We're told it's all just political propaganda and all the funds have been properly accounted for. We hear that the billions that could have paid off our debts, the billions that could have provided good paying jobs for people and ensure proper health care were just spent on other things: housing, health centers, a hospital, an international airport. We hear about MMCE, Anthony Hayden, how good they are to the people of Dominica, and the ungratefulness of those who dare to criticize the blatant corruption that characterizes the collection, the custody, and the spending of our citizenship by investment CBI money. So, breaking news. I am reliably informed that MSR Media has obtained the Bank of America records of MMC money transfers through the U.S. financial system in recent years. What's going on here? Evidence. Who received how much and for what? Which minister of government, public servant, lawyer, accountant is on the list or in the CBI bomb CO? This information about the hundreds of millions of dollars paid to various ruling party approved beneficiaries is of greatest public interest to the people of Dominica at this time. And I am therefore calling on MSR Media to release to the people of Dominica the details of the MMCE CBI money transfers via Bank of America ASAP as soon as possible. Please and thanks.
Mr. Kenneth Rijok, any information on that?
Yes, sir. Well, for those people who were paying attention to the MSR Media lawsuit, there was a request to produce bank account information to Bank of America and other American banks in their correspondent accounts. And a year later, meaning this past January, Bank of America finally turned over records, but not just records of St. Kitts and St. Lucia. Because of the broad scope of the subpoena, they turned over records of all 5 EC CBI states. That means that incriminating information showing payments to government officials in Dominica of millions of dollars is now in the hands of Felipe Martinez, MSR Media.
So he can.
And of course, you should assume that he's turned that over to U.S. law enforcement.
So Mr. Martinez can actually turn that information to those concerned in Dominica as well?
Yes, as we would say, the chickens are about to come home to roost, because all of that evidence, which incriminates senior people in the Dominica Labor Party and those who happen to be inside or outside of government at this point, apparently are recipients and beneficiaries of money which was diverted from the CBI program. So you can assume that not only have they committed crimes in Dominica, but by their receipt of the proceeds of crime, they have committed money laundering in the United States of America, all of which probably is keeping them up at night because they don't know where this is going. And of course, money laundering is a 20-year felony in the United States.
So not only government officials, but other officials as well, and the agents and everybody else.
Yes, sir. Everybody involved in the whole corrupt scheme who happens to be affiliated with the Labor Party. As to how wide it goes, we cannot say, but I'm sure that there are going to be some very unhappy people when that information is released.
Very interesting. Another story I want to explore here quickly, Mr. Rijok, is that of the court in Belgium rejecting the bid of Indians' most wanted fugitive, fraudster Mehul Choksi, for bail. What can you tell us about this? Is Mr. Choksi, from your information, he may be on his way to India at this point?
Well, it looks like after 8 years, justice is probably catching up to Mehul Choksi. Dominicans remember that he evaded the long arm of Indian justice by getting a CBI passport in Antigua.
Yeah.
And then later, when he had an unsuccessful attempt to flee to Cuba, where he would be immune from extradition, he ended up on a beach in Dominica under rather unusual circumstances, only to return to Antigua and to the protection of the regime there. So everybody's, of course, interested in, will justice finally visit Mehul Choksi, who really owes a bank in India over $2 billion.
So what happens now?
Well, his efforts to bond out after he was arrested have been declined. He may have an appeal, but sooner or later, justice is going to show that Mr. Choksi will be extradited to India to face blind justice.
Mr. Kenneth Rijok again, as usual. We haven't spoken for a while, but thank you always for information, reliable information. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you,
sir. Good day.
We'll see you. We'll talk to you soon. See, the chickens are coming home to roost, huh? Somebody's saying you should start a countdown as to how many more days Gary has left as he promised. Well, it's according to my information. Oh, the promise, he would have left on Friday the 25th. Yesterday we spoke about that when Mr. Lennox Linton revealed who's on that list. Oh boy. Who's on that bubble list, boy? I'm sure you'd learn to be a fly on the wall now. Somebody indicates now that Mr. Thompson Fontaine, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, was always right when he said the CBI would collapse. Power to Dr. Fontaine. In other words, based on information there from Mr. Rijok, the meeting taking place in Antigua is like a sham, a cover. Let's see what happens. 220 or 217. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Matt, has that racist white man ever tell us anything that come true?
Wait and see. Maybe you're on the list too. On the telephone, yes?
Matt, it's just to me. Matt, what Vince do to scare it now, Matt?
I don't know why.
Matt, how often Vince acting as Prime Minister?
He hasn't acted in a while. Why?
Matt, why did they bring him to Antigua, Matt?
Oh, no. I of course I shared that list with you. I didn't hear the name Vince
Matt,
Anderson.
Matt, I'm just being, as stubborn as usual and nonsensical at times. Matt, tell me, speak the truth to me. I'm referring to me. Matt, you think where I am there, I should go and buy all expensive sneakers and organizing dance competition, Matt?
No.
Why? Matt, tell me why the one. I'd have no toes. All the time, all you had toes. Or you never organize dancing competition. Or you never buy expensive sneakers. No, all in Antigua without toes, trying to gain all your balance. Matt, you finish back. Matt, you hear them this a kaipu. You know what that's Matt? Kaipu. Before roads break, Matt. It is very interesting. In the heat of the moment, Matt, passports, they call Matt, they say Blessing, they say Lennox Thompson, all you jealous of the Prime Minister. Great economists, Thompson Fountain, were telling them how to go about to make things happen based on the finances we are having from the CBI passport. Matt, all great minds came with suggestions. No appearance, my worship. No, all you Antigua scrambling, thinking all you can. And it's not Trump, Matt. Matt, these fools does not understand. It's not Trump. If they assassinate Trump today, Matt, bury the man and carry on with the plan. It's Agenda 2030 with 17 objectives. Matt, how would I rejoice? How much would I rejoice, Matt? Or be joy-filled, not fool? I hear they arrest Gaston Brown, arrest Kerry, arrest Andrew Holness. All these people that are stealing the resources of the Caribbean and come in and blame Americans. Yeah, we have a lot of blame to take. Historically, we know our experiences with them. But we're playing their own games, Matt, not against them, against our own people. They don't want us independent, Matt. They do not want us to be educated and resourceful. Yeah, you go to school, but are you educated on the whole manipulation of the system by stealing our country billions? Matt, you think me and Motley hands are clean? You think Ralph, Matt, I wonder if Ralph's selling passports in secret. Because he said they're making the passports very attractive. Did you hear that, Matt?
Yes, he said that.
So I wonder, maybe Taiwanese can come officially with a briefcase, or they would send the people, because all of them, Matt, in the Caribbean, their hands are soiled. So all of a sudden, if I talk about things, is it I hate scary? I concern about my country, Matt. I love the brother as a brother, Matt. But common, Matt, that is above and beyond tolerance, Matt. How can a man be destroying a country and all of a sudden you love him so much? If you just say your wife, if your wife just say you was talking to another woman, Matt, is ginsy and a belt in the waist for the night, you cannot enter the Matt. Have a blessed day, sir.
Have a blessed day. Have a blessed day again. The question from Mr. Lennox Linton that we need to follow up on, and I'll play that clip again. Very, very interesting and revealing. Who's on the list?
Every time we raise the bread and butter issue of the more than $8 billion from the sale of Dominican passports that have been diverted from the Treasury to the private control of foreign agents and associates of the ruling Dominican Labour Party, we hear that there is no evidence of any missing money from the sale of over 50,000 passports in the last 8 years. We're told it's all just political propaganda and all the funds have been properly accounted for. We hear that the billions that could have paid off our debts, the billions that could have provided good paying jobs for people and ensure proper health care were just spent on other things. Housing, health centers, a hospital, an international airport. We hear about MMCE, Anthony Hayden, how good they are to the people of Dominica and the ungratefulness of those who dare to criticize the blatant corruption that characterizes the collection, the custody, and the spending of our citizenship by investment, CBI money. So breaking news. I am reliably informed that MSR Media has obtained the Bank of America records of MMC money transfers through the U.S. financial system in recent years. What's going on here? Evidence. Who received how much and for what? Which minister of government, public servant, lawyer, accountant is on the list or in the CBI bomb CO? This information about the hundreds of millions of dollars paid to various ruling party approved beneficiaries is of greatest public interest to the people of Dominica at this time. And I am therefore calling on MSR Media to release to the people of Dominica the details of the MMCE CBI money transfers via Bank of America ASAP as soon as possible. Please and thanks.
I'll go back to that song I played all yesterday.
On trouble. Somebody put me on trouble list. I want to be on the bubble list. Somebody put me on the bubble list. On the bubble list. Harry on the bubble list. Ozzy on the bubble list. Johnny on the bubble list. So I can be on the bubble list. Somebody put me on the bubble list. I want to be on the bubble list. Somebody put me on the bubble list. I used to play football. Was to shop to play basketball. You look still, volleyball. Nobody taught me to play football.
Let's take a few voice notes at this time. Somebody wants to be on the bubble list.
So, Matt,
Yes, tell me.
based on what Richard just said to you, and what you're talking about, CARICOM leaders are meeting in Antigua.
Yeah.
Blessings is asking about Vince. So we should tell Vince to stand by, Matt? Should we tell Vince to stand by? Should we? Like Donald Trump told his guys to stand by? Maybe we should tell Vince to stand by. And I think maybe that's exactly what Vince is doing. I think he's a smart guy. I think maybe that's what Vince has been doing, standing by. You know? I just need my people to wake up, Matt. I just need the Dominican people. I'm going to call on the youth. I'm going to call on the young people. I'm going to call on the young professionals. You know, I mean, it's time. You guys are too dormant. It's time to wake up. You know, Matthew played a video yesterday, and the guy said that Dominica is on the brink, is like, you know, close to the edge. I asked the young people of Dominica to just wake up and just push it over. You know, it's time. Like, we need some new blood. We need fresh blood. We need new leaders. We need strong leaders. And we need leaders that will take Dominica into the future. It's time to send these old folks packing. Yeah, it's time to send them packing. You know, go take care of their retirement and their grandchildren. You know what I'm saying, man? Where are the young people? It's time, guys. It's time. Come on. Let's rally with Paris. Paris. Let's rally with it.
I want to be on the bubble list. Somebody put in the bubble list. On the bubble list. Harry on the bubble list. Ozzy on the bubble list. Johnny on the bubble list. So I can be on the bubble list. Somebody put me on the bubble list. I want to be on the bubble list. Somebody put me on the bubble list. When I used to play football, I was to shop to play basketball. You don't try a little volleyball. Nobody taught me to play football.
Someone says, man, tell those that lady, those young people buying outfits for breakfast fed. They're not interested in politics. Yes, we have to look at that story closely. Yeah? Where the U.S. court clears path for corruption probe into Prime Minister Brown's finances to proceed. Huh? So we should look at very closely.
Hey, Matt, good afternoon. Matt, I remember when Skerrit said he having difficulties for the monies to come to Dominica. Matt, I hope you can remember that clip. Matt, I just take notes. I taking notes too. Yeah. Don't think it's you alone are taking notes. I taking notes too because that man is just a liar. He having difficulties for the monies to come to Dominica. Okay, Matt, play that clip for me again, Matt. There is something I want to listen to. It can take you two more years, but please try to get that clip and play it for me because Scary not going to live for because you know what bad he do, what dirtiness he do, and they're doing. So they don't want to live power because they don't anything they live power or anything they move, they're gonna grab them. So play that clip for me, please, where he say he's getting difficulties in bringing the money into Dominica.
Looking in the crystal ball, politicians playing the ball. Looking in the crystal ball, politicians playing the ball. Playing the ball, playing the ball, Johnny playing the ball. Looking in the crystal ball, politicians playing the ball.
Hey, Norman, my friend there in the Queen, are you on that list now? I don't think you want to be on that list, my brother. I don't think you want to be on that list.
I want to be on the bubble. Somebody bubble.
Sometimes I hear your callers and someone saying about young people and rally with young people. Right now, it's not time for young people, you know. Right now, it's time for experience. So we just need people with experience. We need young people to be involved in a movement where they can adapt and they can learn. But right now, we need experience. We need an experienced professional so that we can turn that country around. So stop making it look like it's a old against a young and a young against a old. No, we need everybody. But we need people with experience to make things happen. It's time we understand that. We have to use experience, not just put people in position and say they can take care of stuff and they're young. No, that's what causes us. A young man causes us to be in the situation where we are. You know, there have to be opportunities for young persons, but they have to adapt, they have to learn. So we have to have their venue available for them. Okay, but right now, in the state Dominica, we need a team of experienced, expert, professional persons to take care of our situation right now. Bless one to you.
I want to be on the bubble list. Somebody put me on the bubble list. So why can't I be on the bubble list? Somebody put me on the bubble list. I want to be on the bubble list. Somebody put me on the bubble list. Let me get everybody is.
Hello, yes? Uh-huh.
Good afternoon.
My brother, how you doing? How you doing?
Greetings. I know it's finished. I promised the caution me not to call this station too much, but after then. But I want to tell Dominicans, I'm feeling a bit happy. I don't know how safe that will go. And I don't want to be on the list, and people don't wish to be on the list. All right?
Okay, all right.
Yes, and Matt.
Talk to me, brother. Yes.
Yes, I want to say good afternoon to my uncle, your good friend, Errol Thomas.
Okay.
I don't know if he's listening because he's your witness. But yeah, the people caution my hushing. Okay.
All right, brother, take it easy.
Somebody put me on the bubble list. I want to be on the bubble list. Somebody put me on the bubble list. Somebody. Want a nice house.
You want a nice house? You want a nice car? I don't think you want to be on that bubble list, boy. Somebody suggesting, I hope the next party sign an extradition treaty with America to extradite all those involved in the money laundering. Again, I just want to repeat the new information surfacing there. from the president of the United Workers Party, Mr. Lennox Linton, who's been doing some digging. There's a list out there. We need to know about this one.
You know, every time we raise the bread and butter issue of the more than $8 billion from the sale of Dominican passports that have been diverted from the Treasury to the private control of foreign agents and associates of the ruling Dominican Labour Party, we hear that there is no evidence of any missing money from the sale of over 50,000 passports in the last 8 years. We're told it's all just political propaganda and all the funds have been properly accounted for. We hear that the billions that could have paid off our debts, the billions that could have provided good paying jobs for people and ensure proper health care were just spent on other things. Housing, health centers, a hospital, an international airport. We hear about MMCE, Anthony Hayden, how good they are to the people of Dominica and the ungratefulness of those who dare to criticize the blatant corruption that characterizes the collection, the custody, and the spending of our citizenship by investment, CBI money. So breaking news. I am reliably informed that MSR Media has obtained the Bank of America records of MMC money transfers through the U.S. financial system in recent years. What's going on here? Evidence. Who received how much and for what? Which minister of government, public servant, lawyer, accountant is on the list or in the CBI bomb CO? This information about the hundreds of millions of dollars paid to various ruling party approved beneficiaries is of greatest public interest to the people of Dominica at this time. And I am therefore calling on MSR Media to release to the people of Dominica the details of the MMCE CBI money transfers via Bank of America ASAP as soon as possible. Please and thanks.
Somebody's asking whether Al Benoit is on that list. I don't think so. A crystal ball, playing ball. Dominicans, hold your head on your hands on your head and ball. Dominicans. It's 19 to the hour, 3 o'clock. Yes, an interesting afternoon there with the talk on the block. Talk to me, yes? Mm-hmm.
That final contribution, you remember Guiding Light and As the World Turn and the Bold and the Beautiful?
And Young and the Restless.
And Young, we will give ourselves our own a name. Not now in this modern age of technology, AI, and all of that. We need to create some episode with animated characters to attract young people. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Social media. That's where you can see it, not on television. That's where they are. It is not wise to say, oh, young people don't care about politics. How can you not care about your future, about your country, about your prosperity, about your safety? How can we engage young people? Matt Shelley for the Minister of Culture and Trilogy for the Minister of Arts and whatever. But You have to engage young people. And with the promise, some of them may never materialize, Matt, but you need the engagement of these figures. You know, the people I just mentioned, the names, Matt, and I did not take me to court. I just say Shelley and Trilogy. Matt, you know these people now?
I know the names, but I don't know if you're referring specifically to them.
No, anyway, I'm not referring to anybody, Matt, but I'm just saying, man have to be quite strategic. Man have to be technical, innovative, and creative. David was that way, Matt. He said, well, look at that bull. I have one long sword. He's 7 or 10 feet tall. He killed thousands of men, 100. How I'm going to get him is cased up in armor? King Matt. He said, oh, let me go and practice how to use a sling and a stone. He Goliath one bet in his head, Matt. When Goliath fall, Matt, you know the whole world tremble. Earthquake, 7.7 on the Richter scale. Matt, we have to do something to get rid of these criminals. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. On the telephone, 449-3095-96 and 97. Hello, yes?
Yeah, Matt, good afternoon. Matt, you know, it's quite interesting, Matt. We are very, we are people who are very obedient. The government told us that the developer had a bidding process and a Chinese company won the bid to build the airport. And, you know, we've been good citizens, just accepted it. But, Matt, do you remember once Roosevelt Skerritt came back from China and he said that he had how many $1 million to build that same airport and that he got from the Chinese government? And before you blink a bat of an eye, more than 10 times, the Chinese ambassador was on the radio correcting Roosevelt Skerritt. You have memory of that, Matt?
Oh, I think I played that this morning.
Was that, you say that again, Matt?
I think I may have played something in relation to that this morning, but
I was not aware.
Okay.
It's funny that I was thinking of that because he made specific reference that what the money Roosevelt Skerritt got was from a privately owned Chinese finance company, not from the Chinese government. And he made that point very clear. So what are we talking about now? Who's building the airport, Matt? Is it the Chinese government or the Chinese company?
a company.
The Chinese company. But you know, Matt, around the world, there's been always that question mark. What is the difference between the Chinese government and the Chinese companies? That question has been asked. Even America is querying that because there seems not to be very much difference, Matt. It's maybe on paper, but that's about it. Now, one other point, Matt. I referred to that house in Roseau, that big investment by the unknown investor, which Roosevelt Skerritt as housing minister refused to tell us. He said, Matt already knows. He said that young journalist probably already knows who owns it. But you see, Matt, I've been reading about these type of companies that make these purchases. What do they call them, Matt? I play in blessings now. Shell companies.
Yes.
Shell companies, yes. You know what the shell companies do? They keep changing ownership. By the time a year or two pass, it's gone under so much paperwork, has changed ownership so many times. It becomes practically impossible for an investigator to nail down the culprit. That is why possibly, maybe, you see that house in the middle of Roseau, unoccupied, just sitting there, and we're still wondering, who is that investor that put all that money into that building and is not in a hurry to make back his money? Good afternoon, Matt. Thank you.
More than pro day, more than weekend. Tasha in the afternoon. Good afternoon to you, girl. Good afternoon to you, Annette. That's what you requested, right?
From the time I know myself, I would see folks in church praying. quoting Bible, singing songs of praise to the Most High. I wonder what the heart was saying while they chanted and talking in tongues. Sanctimony in the Lord's house, yet so callous, like the leader shall be office manager. A forward card cannot stand her. Always late and spewing hate. What she done, it's not that.
Matt, I've been following those things. Well, you know, I'm a diehard fan of your program. But I'll tell you the truth. If you notice, anytime you see rumors come up about that money, or talk come up about that money, you know, Skerrit never really denying anything. Or the people around him will deny that. But he'll make a defense. He'll look for a way out. But he never denied those allegations, you know, really. Yeah, really say I don't care about those fellas, what they say and blah 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 blah. But you know, he doing a whole looking out, you know. Because you know, everything cannot be rumored. No smoke don't go without fire. That's all I can say.
Need the Lord. More than we can. Boy, boy, boy. Look, my next door neighbor, the golden, and she wake up grocery rolling, lasting gospel music like the place full of demand. But look, I hear it, that same lady spending money by the other man. But that story did not shock me, cause I don't see some church members and their holy leaders are serving more than one master. They forfeit their day while they fast and pray and look the other way. Once they get paid, but the wicked and they saw them blasted unscrupulous. They will deal with the devil, the comfortable, the treacherous. They like to dance, they like to sing. Praise and worship is their thing. But late at night, they taking flight to blight the innocent all about. What the wicked, and they saw them blasted unscrupulous. What the wicked, it's they who need the Lord. Hallelujah. More than pray, more than wicked. Trouble comes. Look better, be the body. We have all sinned and fallen short of the glory of the Lord. I condemn no one because I know I'm guilty too. But when they broke to be faultless with their comment, and everybody knows they scandalizing and deflecting those who try it. Religion, in my opinion, is a helping hand to your fellow man. But the laity up to the clergy, baptizing hypocrisy. That's why the church empty. Mother break, mother wicked, and you saw them blasted, unscrupulous. They will deal with the devil, comfortable, they're treacherous. They like to fall down on their knees. Be careful with them people, please.
But time is moving so quickly here in the afternoon. I remember this song. Somebody asked for it specifically this afternoon. I'm going to play this one there for you. Very, very timely as well. Yakima in 2010 she did this one. Whose name is on the list, Yakima?
There is a new drug on the market. They call it looking for the pocket. And once you take it, you become an addict. And people that whisper your name in public. There's a list in the public domain. So if you know you pocketing, go check the website and look for your name. Carry name on it, looking for your pocket. Your name on it, looking for your pocket. Richie name on it, Tony name on it, Ian name on it, looking for your pocket. Holly name on it, Tapre name on it, all of them on it.
I hope I made your afternoon there coming up with that one, huh? This is the talk of the block. We're going to wrap it up in there in a little while there.
Because they can't stop until their pockets full and our pockets empty. In your pocket, check your pocket.
Check their pockets, boy. We're going to wrap it up in the afternoon.
Destroying Dominican. Origin China, Venezuela. Mostly white collar, workers taking. So the police don't investigate it. Even faster than different states don't dissent. They always preach on every topic, but most of them they never preach against pocketing on their pulpit. May not name on it, looking for their pocket, not name on it.
Somebody's making an important point. Why did they not bring Mr. Finance Minister on the trip? You are the Finance Minister, Mr. McIntyre. Why were you left back?
Looking for their pocket. Because they can't stop until their pockets full and our pockets empty. Check them out, money at it. Check them out, really at it. Drug is much stronger than respect.
What's this? Harry Boatswain. Are you on that list? Oh, you're not easy.
You need more educated doctors. They are only Western users. It might be DJs and they want you FM. This rap will destroy your split country. Thanks God we still have some people with honesty and integrity.
Lennox.
We go name on it. Looking for their pocket. Name on it. Looking for their pocket. Your name on it. Lord, name on it. Jump to here. Looking for their pocket. Name on it. Team up the name on it.
I've got to go. I've got to go. Too much for the afternoon, boy. Uh-huh. That song was written 15 years ago. Still relevant today, huh?
Looking for their pocket. Name on it. What a name on it. These people name on it. Looking for their pocket. Name on it. Again name on it. Last name on it. Looking for their pocket. What name on it. 52 on it. Just name on it. Looking for their pocket. Writing name on it. Daru name on it. Grandma name on it. Looking for their pocket. Country loyalty.
I have 1 minute on the telephone. 1 minute on the telephone. Let's see who's here. Hello? Yes?
Yes, who's name on it?
Blesses your name on it too. Okay.
Because they can't stop until they're
Pocket full. One more time in the afternoon before I go, Dominic. Have a great afternoon. We've got to go. We've got to go. Okay? Stay tuned.
Looking for their pocket. Once you take it, you become an addict. And people that whisper your name in public. There's a list in the public domain. So if you know you pocketing, go check the website and look for your name. Carry name on it. Looking for their pocket. Still name on it. Looking for their pocket. Richie name on it. Tony name on it. Ian name on it. Looking for their pocket. Holly name on it. Tapre name on it. All of them on it. Looking for their pocket. Make them want everything. Morality. These drop me more poverty. Because they can't stop until their pockets full and our pockets empty. In your pocket, check your pocket. Drug destroying Dominican. Origin China, Venezuela. Mostly white collar with a sticky. So the police don't investigate it. Even faster than the state don't detect. They always preach on every topic, but most of them they never preach against pocketing on their birthday. They like their money, looking for their pocket. name on it. Looking for their pocket. Christian name on it. Abraham name on it. Looking for their pocket. Monroe name on it. Murphy name on it. Looking for their pocket. Christian,